All right. All right, we're back in the mix, yo. Let me just get the PC back in order here, and then we'll get down to business, shall we? We shall. All right, here we go. And blammo. Okay. So we're back in the mix. I'll give everybody a second to find their way back here so we can go ahead and finish things up. Take whatever questions you may have, and then we may all go our separate ways peacefully. So let's refresh. No, I don't want that. I want to refresh the page, please. Samsung. Craziness. Hello. The Rod on the Screen. Hello. Jamie Soroy. Hello. Galactic Gaming. Are we back? We are back. We are back, and it's great to be back. So OSID asks, when was the last time you defragged your hard drive? I'm not on my hard drive, smart aleck. I'm on mobile, son. Trying to find the right app so that I can stream. Because, you know, I'm going to be traveling and doing things where I want to be able to stream on the road. And I'm sure as God's green earth not lugging around my PC to do all that stuff. You can take that to the bank. Welcome to B's Beautiful Beers. Well said. Hello, may I help whoever has just come downstairs? Sounds like we're going to get a visitor on the show. So we got Kainoya Lapira says we're back. Yes, we are back. And if I mispronounce your names, friends, please just bear with me. And feel free, if I mispronounce your name, correct me. Just type out how it actually sounds on the screen so that I'm a stickler for saying people's names properly. Okay, I just think that's good manners. All right? Good. All right, so let's get to the questions. I have pretty much covered most of what I wanted to cover tonight. I don't think I have too many other soapboxes to get on for this particular stream. But what are your questions related to everything we covered tonight? Does it make sense? Was it clear for you? Do you have anything to add? Are you challenged by some of the things that I've said? Let me know. So the reason why I look away from the camera is because I'm trying to keep up with your comments as well. So Darkfeather22 says, all right, folks, need to bounce. Yeah, why? What are you doing here sick, dude? Get in bed. Take some meds and go to sleep. Evan is back from outer space. The Game Machine says, we are back. You could call me Kai for a nickname. Done, Kai. Thank you. Oh, Sid. Shut up, oh, Sid. Oh, man. I'm telling you, dude, you've got to start doing stand-up comedy. It must happen. All right. If you guys don't have any questions, which it looks like you may not, but I also have to remember that the stream that you're watching is usually about 30 seconds behind what I'm saying, so you may be trying to type your questions, so I want to give you time. Yeah, I do. The problem is I could put a tablet stand like right here, but I'm afraid the tablet may be too heavy for the stand that I have with the camera as well. Guardian Soulblade says, you are a very inspiring YouTuber, and that's why I like you. Oh, so Guardian, I actually got cut off when I was responding to something that you said. And it was basically just whenever you have a decision to make between investing in your brain and investing in products that don't double down on your brain and double down on your development, always go with your development, because eventually that's going to help you get to a point where you can make the revenue necessary to fulfill, you know, the products and the anime and the stuff that you want. So I'm not saying get my book, because frankly, there are a lot of other books out there that can help you financially better than my book, like the one that I talked about earlier tonight. Like, if I had to choose between any of these books right here and a video game or anime, no matter how much cheaper I was going to get it, I'd get the book every time, because I know these books, a lot of the ones that I keep right here, are life changers, because these are books that I go back to and I revisit. And like I was saying earlier, I try to read at least 2 to 3 books a week. Sometimes I'm getting through one every day. I'm not consistent with that though. Like I don't always read one a day, but I always read one a day. I just don't always finish one a day. All right, let's see. Questions. Thanks for clearing a lot of things out. Good. So that cleared it up. Yeah, hopefully nothing I shared here is necessarily groundbreaking. It's just helping you. A lot of times what I'm helping folks do is not give them information that's, oh my God, I've never heard that was the cure for AIDS type information. It's, oh, I didn't think about something I already knew that way. And that comes from experience. That comes from a lot of doing it wrong, which I've had a lifetime to do. So hopefully this cleared up for you some of the challenges, because we're almost trained through a lot of the training that's out there to focus on these very tactical things, not realizing that the number one thing we're getting wrong is giving, and it's business, this works on your job. You know, if you want to make more money on your job, do something that the company needs really badly. Because what I found everywhere I've been, and even as a person who's hired employees, when I need something really badly, I'm willing to pay more for it. Or when I have the perception that I need or want something really badly, I'll pay anything for it because I need that. Okay? And that works with employees. That works with products. You know what I mean? When I was bench pressing, over, like, my goal was to bench press to be able to set 500 pounds. But I got to the point where I injured myself so bad when I was pushing over 400 with my joints that I needed joint supplements to heal. And I can't take stuff like glucosamine because of my allergies. So I needed this product because I was walking around like John McCain, because I couldn't bend my elbows because it hurt. So I was willing to pay. It wasn't cheap, but I was willing to pay for it because I knew it was going to help me get better. Real insightful. Yep, I found him through his monetization video. Excellent. Hemlock says, how do you develop spontaneous banter like seen in Jacksepticeye videos? Practice helps a great deal. Like if you study people, and I study him because he was kind of an indirect mentor of mine. I've watched a lot of Robin Williams teaching and commentary that he does on his work. To get to his level, he practices all that. Like he's always doing improv to the point where he can just do it off the top of his head. Some of it has to do with being quick-witted, but being quick-witted can be developed. Like a lot of people think, I don't have a natural tendency towards something, that it can't be worked out. Like it's having the aptitude for it, not necessarily having a natural gifting. Okay? So people like him get good at it because they practice it a lot. Just like a singer gets good at singing songs because they practice a lot. And that's pretty much, there's really no other way to substitute that. Like even if he were naturally good at off-the-top banter and quick-witted, he would still need to practice it in order to make it something that people would want to pay money to see. In this case, they're paying with their attention, not with money. What do you do on the YouTube Gamers Academy? We'll get into that actually before we close out. Matter of fact, if you guys wanted this, go ahead and screenshot it real quick, okay? Because I'm going to erase it. And then I will, and don't worry, if you missed it, you can just rewind at the end of the show. I'm not going to take these videos off of YouTube. So we'll get into what we're doing in the Academy. So in the Academy, just to give you a brief look, we talk about a lot of these same principles, but I go into a lot more detail. Like when I'm teaching people or coaching people through how to find what's demand, not just telling people to find something that there's a high demand for, but helping them understand what there's a high demand for that works for them by helping them understand who they are as people and what their personality dispositions are. But then, like right now, the series that we're focused on in the Academy is search engine optimization. So I've spent a lot of time laying down the strategic framework of search engine optimization, which really, that's kind of the first linchpin of it, is the supply and demand piece. But in the Academy, we go way deeper into what is actually demanded. How do you determine where the demand is? And then how do you craft unique content around demand and content that makes you happy as a creator? And then how do you get to the tactical side of it? Getting Google and YouTube to want to promote. Because somebody had actually sent me a comment after one of the videos crashed saying, I get the feeling that YouTube promotes certain people's videos. And you're absolutely right. They do, because they know how to implement a lot of the things that we're talking about in the academy specifically. Okay. Like, for example, I walk people through, like, I find videos of people in the academy that are successful, and then I reverse engineer how it got successful. Okay, like that's one of the things. That's actually in a video that's going to be coming out Sunday, where I reverse engineer success. So I'm like, this video ranks first in Google search for this search term, but then I walk you through how they were able to make that work and why it worked, so that you can repeat that success over and over and over again to get people to get people first to discover you, and then they want to stick around. Yeah, and so Guardian, the other thing I was saying, and this is at Guardian Soulblade, I wasn't trying to make it about my book, because totally, if you've got something else you want to buy, the book will be there. But it was more of a general principle, not just for you, but for everyone else that's listening, to help switch people's minds to, whenever you have a choice between spending money on something that's going to make you better or just give you temporary entertainment and pleasure, always focus on the thing that's going to make, not always, but 9 times out of 10, focus on the thing that's going to make you better, because that's ultimately going to help you get more pleasure. It's just a general statement, not trying to compare my book to the thing that you're trying to buy. Because, I mean, it may be like a childhood heirloom thing that you really want, and I don't want to stop you from getting something that's ultimately valuable to you. All right. Oh, and Anna says we go into a lot of detail on these sort of things he talks about here. Yes, and it also, a great point, Anna. It's also very personalized. So it's not just videos in the academy. It's actually, we do peer review, so people can actually post videos and have everyone in the academy chime in on ways that we can improve and make things better, but also asking questions about things we don't understand, and having the group be able to chime in on, I don't understand this thing that's not working for me. Can someone give me some insight? And so it's not just about me. There's a lot of smart people there, and a lot of these people, this isn't their first rodeo. And for some of them, YouTube is not their first professional experience at this type of work. So they're able to bring industry knowledge into what's happening in the YouTube space. So it's very much an academy that's run by its members. Okay. So how do you join? You will see that in just 1 second. Actually, no, it's not here because it's doing a direct stream. I'm going to actually show you exactly how to join. Because I don't think this video is going to be in the description because it just went straight to streaming. I will get you all the information in terms of how you join here very shortly. So Insert Disc 2 says, I just joined the Academy about 30 seconds ago. Oh, awesome. Thank you, and congratulations. Also, love how I've managed to update my profile pic art today. Did all this, and I'm solidifying a collab on YouTube with another friend. Productive day. Excellent. Looking forward to working with you, Insert Disc 2. So be on the lookout. You will get a personal email from me. Depending on where you, like if you subscribed on PayPal, you'll get an email. If you subscribed on Patreon, you'll actually get a message from me on Patreon showing you, giving you access to all the knowledge sessions and our private Facebook group where all the conversations are happening. Okay. No Life Gaming. Sup, B? What's going on, brother? You, man. That's what's going on. Welcome. Yes, Ranger J per month. So yeah, it's a subscription-based program. So you get access to all of the knowledge sessions, and you get access to all of the engagement with the community for as long as you are a subscribed member with the monthly fee. Okay. Are there any other questions that aren't Academy related so I can make sure I answer those, and then I'll get into the details about everything that we offer here, not just the Academy. because there's some free stuff that everybody should check out too. If you search Inside Out on YouTube, you'll find my video that's on top first with 30 million views. You should be proud of yourself. That's excellent. No, unfortunately, the ebook does not take PayPal, and I don't honestly know why that is with my publisher. It only takes credit card. I'm trying to work with the publisher to figure all that out. I'm also looking at a secondary way to accept payment and then give you access to the book, if that makes any sense. I don't have that idea fleshed out perfectly yet, so I don't want to have people start sending me PayPal money before, I've got the system in place where I can make sure you're getting what you need. But rest assured, there is a way we can work with PayPal. Here's what I suggest. Send me an email. It's info@alloy7.tv. Goes to our team mailbox, but I also check that. Shoot me an email with what you want to do, and I will try to work something out with you. Bubble Man is immortal. If you love to do storytelling commentary, and that's your why, can that make the what not that important? No, because the what gets more into the tactical side of what you're doing. So I'd say that your why is not that you love to do storytelling commentary. Why do you, that is your what. Why do you love to do storytelling commentary? What is the outcome that you are trying to achieve by doing storytelling commentary? An outcome both for your viewers, something that you're trying to bring positivity to their life, but something that also makes you happy as a creator, because you have to have both. You can't just be a creator that's all focused on viewers, and you can't be a creator that's all focused on your own happiness. You have to mix both. Otherwise, it's not sustainable. So that, I would say, that is your what, and you're just trying to tie what is your motivation for doing that. Okay? But it's good. People get hung up on the first 3 chapters of the book because it's not easy. And that's the other thing too. The book is very succinct and it's not very long, but the rigor that I force you to go through, and then we expound on it even more in the academy. I make you go through the drills again, but you kind of have me to take you through it, to answer questions, versus in the book you just kind of have to do it. And some people send me questions on email, but it's not easy. I'll get Twitter messages and emails like, dude, this is hard. And I'm like, yeah, because the hard is what makes you good. If it were easy, everybody would be making $1 million. You want it to be hard, because if it's hard, that means it makes you harder to compete with in the long term. Okay? But it's good. These questions are good. It means you're thinking about it. Okay? I'm trying to encourage you, but it sounds like I'm yelling. I'm not. So Game Machine says, I've had a video that has hit over 200,000, but not for sure how that happened, but I don't know how I got that. Yeah, and I actually, in one of the lessons that's coming up, Game Machine, I actually addressed that comment, because you made that comment before, and in the video, and I'll just address it here too, you need to know why. That's a problem. If you don't know why you're getting success, and a business that doesn't take inventory goes out of business because it doesn't know what it's doing right and it doesn't know what it's doing wrong. You've got to reverse engineer how you got to that success. Okay, and yes, the things that I'm going to take you through in the videos that we haven't released yet will help you understand that. All right? Hemlock Reaper, I need Ghetto B as a playable Mortal Kombat. That would be funny. All right. Kai says, I found this channel really interesting. Going to subscribe. Yeah, thank you. So definitely, if you find what's the information here interesting and helpful, definitely subscribe, because we'll be doing, I'm trying to do these types of streams a couple times a week where, I have a topic, but then it really turns into me being able to answer questions, which gives me an opportunity to interact with all of you. Let's see. I have to hop out. See you, Anna and B. Good, cool. Ranger J, see you later, my friend. Jamie says, I jumped you. Does that mean I missed one of your questions? If I did, just retype it. It's okay. Actually, I did know it, LOL, but no serious been right. Oh, okay, no. That's you guys talking amongst yourselves. Cool. Okay, it looks like I have gotten through. So Human says there hasn't been. That's a discussion for a different topic. That's actually, I could talk on that, but I don't want to derail the point of why we're here. Okay, cool. It looks like we've gotten all the questions. You can keep putting them in there while I go over this last part. So basically, the easiest way to get access to everything that we have, those of you who are asking about the book, who are asking about the YouTube Gamers Academy, especially if you're new, like if you've been here for a while, this other thing I want to share with you may not be all that groundbreaking, but I think it's always good to go back to the fundamentals. So I would still recommend that you do it even before, not necessarily before you purchase the book or the academy, but I would recommend that you do this. So head over to, let me use a color that I know is going to show up here very well. So head over to Alloy, and Anna will do me a favor and type these links into the comment section. So you guys can just click on them there. So Anna, if you just type in alloy7.tv, but I'm going to write it here too for folks that may tune in after I'm talking about this. So if you go to alloy7.tv, you'll find a couple things right there on the front page so that you don't have to click around through a bunch of menus. You'll see that we have a frequently asked questions. It'll actually be a box over here in the right-hand corner. And actually all the stuff that you're looking for will be in these boxes, whether you're looking for the Academy, the FAQ, or otherwise. But we got a frequently asked questions that takes you through the thousands of questions that I received over the year and a half that I was doing more formal knowledge session videos that weren't live discussions. And I condensed it all down. Like I looked at which questions did I get asked the most, and out of those, which were most significant, and I condensed them into a frequently asked questions that's totally free. It's actually a web page on the channel, but you can also download it, and I'm pretty sure the download link is on that page. So that's going to walk you through a smorgasbord of a lot of fundamental questions, a lot of things that I steer people to who are just getting their channels started, or even folks that are struggling a little bit. Maybe you've been here for a couple years but haven't really been able to figure out where you're supposed to go. It's a great place to start because it gets the mind going in the right direction. The other thing that you'll find there is a monetization, is my most up-to-date monetization videos. For those of you that have had issues with content ID claims, those of you who maybe, hopefully, heaven forbid, have had issues with copyright strikes, that monetization page and the FAQ actually will help you deal with that. And that stuff is completely free. There's no fee associated with that. I don't want to, because it's not about money, okay? I don't want to start charging for stuff that, frankly, that stuff you could have looked up on the internet yourself, but I'm trying to make it in one consolidated space easy for you to find, okay? And to take it a step further, like I'm almost positive I took even the ads off of my website because I was like, this isn't about me trying to earn an extra buck. Like I took the ads down because they were annoying. They may still be up on some pages, but I'm pretty sure I took them all down. Also, what you'll find on that page is a form to fill out to join our mailing list. I recommend that you not only subscribe to the YouTube channel here, but that you join the mailing list, because in the mailing list, I'm sending out more information. A lot of times I experience things or I have a lot of, I'm a person who has a lot of life experience. I don't mean to say this arrogantly. It's just the truth. I have a lot of life experience in not a lot of years of life. Okay. I was married very young, have been married for longer than most marriages last. I have a house full of children. I've been to war. I've run an arm of a billionaire's company for him. I didn't do any of this alone. It's not me patting myself on the back. I had a lot of help, and all of my success has come from people that have supported me and made me successful. But there are things that I'm able to bring to the table that don't necessarily fit into a video. I just want to write a blurb real quick. Like, for example, I had a really huge takeaway when I went to see the movie Creed, which is a movie that I highly recommend that everybody go watch for inspiration. Just because there's points that Rocky makes in that movie that are so applicable to everything we do in life. And I was like, I got to send an email out to everybody to encourage them because especially for YouTubers who are at that point where they're getting ready to quit, it's like, no. Listen to what, it may sound corny, but what Rocky said is 100% correct. To the point where, one of my business mentors, this multimillionaire who mentors me, he sent out a similar email. That's how profound it was. So the mailing list also allows me to keep you up to date with what's happening here. So everybody on my mailing list got an email tonight telling them what time the stream was going to happen, so that you're not having to watch your subscriber box or stay glued to YouTube to know when I'm going to stream again, because I try to send out an email. Now, granted, the link in the email was wrong because my computer crashed and YouTube went nuts, but neither here nor there. When it's working properly, I'm able to keep you up to date. And I also send out updates to YouTube Gamers Academy members, like when we have new videos launch, or if I have a new video that I think you need to see that's helpful, I'll send out an email about that. So definitely want to get in on the mailing list. Further, kind of moving into the blue belt area here from the white belt, we do have our ebook, which is the YouTube Gamers Survival Guide. Now, I build this as the book I wish had existed before I got started on YouTube, because coming from the web side of the house, there were, and I ran web communities for a lot of years too. I ran a music web community, wrote for a music magazine, interviewed a lot of musicians, played with some of the same musicians that I was interviewing, and I was the lead administrator on that site, and I started my own site for gaming. I was a moderator over on PlayStation. So I learned a lot about the web, and as a person who builds, has built as a part of my business, has built websites for corporations, I understand a little bit about the stuff that I'm teaching in terms of search engine optimization and making things discoverable in search. But YouTube was a slightly different monster. It was different than writing reviews, and there were different rules to the road, different kind of tools to the trade that I wish I had known before I got started, because I brought all my knowledge that I had from business and everything else into YouTube. But, discovering what was in demand was a little bit, it took me a while to figure out some of those things. And it took me a while to stop being stubborn, because I am the stubborn guy that I'm yelling at in these videos where I say, stop being stubborn and do supply and demand. The reason why I harp on that so much is because I am the lead offender of that. The person who's just trying to make what he thinks the world needs instead of giving. Like, one of the things I tell my employees, anyone that ever works for me, when we're creating product or services for another entity for pay, one of the things I always tell them is as long as it's not going to get us into legal or ethical issues, give the customer what they want instead of what they need, and then try to convince them that what they need is what they want. And that's advice that's come from a lot of years of doing business and trying to do it the other way, trying to convince people that this is what you need, but they've already got it made up in their mind that this is what they want. And I approached YouTube with that same kind of arrogance, where it was like, this is what the world needs. They need encouragement. The gaming community needs encouragement. We need positivity, and we need to grow up a little bit. But we just want to watch gaming videos of people being silly and making us laugh and entertaining, and being arrogant to the point where, it took me some time to realize the value in that, because I don't get a lot of value out of it. I don't watch a lot of entertainment, because I get more entertainment out of like educational type things. But I had to humble myself. So understand, the person that I'm yelling at is me. I need to hear the things that I'm teaching, because I have to be reminded. It's not just me trying to teach other people. Okay, so the YouTube Gamers Survival Guide is going to help you understand how to get yourself right, to understand what's going to make you happy, but ultimately how you're going to give something of value to an audience such that they'll care about you, care about what you're making, and want to be a part of it for a long time to come. Not just fly-by-night gimmickry, not just fads, not just chasing things like an opportunist, which will work today. But I'm telling you, in 15 years, Let's Plays will be completely different if they even exist. Because in 15 years, like when VR actually catches on, because it's going to flop at first. It's going to flail because the technology isn't there. You know, and the consumer part of VR, it's just not going to provide the things that it will in 15 years. And so everything we know today, it's going to change. And so what I'm trying to get people to do is find the core of what makes them valuable so that they can convey that value out to other people. And will that always get you 1 million subscribers in a year? No, but the ones it does get you will be around as you're building to your 1 million or your 40 million or whatever it is that whatever your goals are. Okay? So it starts with why and it starts with value, right? And so that's, but then it also walks you through, it eventually gets into the more tactical pieces, helping you schedule your content, helping you understand how to do at a high level SEO and understanding what it is and why you need to research and why SEO should take up more of your time than your actual video creation, depending on what you create. Okay, there's obviously no black and white, it's nuance. But that's the YouTube Gamer Survival Guide. That's at its core what it's for. It's the book I wish I had read, which would have humbled me before I got started. Then we've got the YouTube Gamers Academy. Okay, and that's where we take a lot of the principles in the ebook, but we go into a lot more depth. Right now, we are focused on an SEO series. Okay, and this is one time. This is, you get the ebook and it's yours. Okay, and for those who may be watching thinking it's some kind of hustle, it's not. And the way you can know it's not a hustle is there's a 30-day, or maybe even be a 60-day, whatever I said in the original video, money back guarantee. And matter of fact, if you don't think that's true, I actually recently just got a request for a refund because the person who was reading the book, they were having some trouble with it. And so they're like, hey, can I please get my money back? Yep, you can. Because I don't want your money if it's not giving you more value than what you're paying for. Okay? So that's a one-time fee. All right, $19.95 there. And then the YouTube Gamers Academy is a monthly fee. And for now, it's $5 a month. That's going to change though. Come February 28th or 29th, I've said the 28th, but I forgot that this is leap year. So it'll probably be the 29th. I'm going to actually close the academy temporarily so that I can focus on the people that we have in there. Because what I don't want to do is grow it real huge all at once and then have to give personal accountability and personal attention to 1,000 people. When, part of the goal here is for us to be involved and me to specifically get involved as much as I can with each of you. So there will be times where the academy is open, like it is right now, but then I will close it because I want to be able to focus on the people we have in there. And then as those people matriculate through the knowledge sessions and get all their questions answered and get the interaction from me to where now they're just a member of the academy, one, to stick around and help other people, but also to get the follow-on information that I'll be sharing, a lot of the research studies out there, a lot of other smart people's videos that I'll be sharing in the academy. Once we get through our core lessons and homework assignments, there is homework in the academy, things that you have to answer to help you. Then once I get everybody through that, then I'll open it back up. But I can tell you, I'm not going to open it back up at $5 a month. The $5 a month was specifically to thank everyone that's been supporting the channel for these years that I've been doing this. The $5 a month was a crazy low price that I could thank everybody with. Like, here's something of much higher value that I'm going to give you for much less as a thank you for being a part of what we're doing here. Okay? So, that's the other thing I want you to take away from that. So, and in the academy, we talk about a lot of the things that I talk about on these live streams, but we go deep. Like in the live streams, I go broad because I've got a topic, I've got a theme that I want to cover, and I want to get to questions and be able to answer everybody's different questions. In the academy, I'm going very deep. So when we're talking about the supply and demand piece or the how do you actually come up with a strategy that works, I'm walking you through step by step all of the things that are in this book that help you build out a legitimate content strategy and then a tactical content plan that not only helps you start to see a modicum of success, but helps you adjust when stuff starts failing. Or not, I hate to say failure, because it's not a failure when something doesn't work. It just needs to be adjusted. Helps you adjust when something's not working the way that you want it to. Okay? So, that said, I would like, if you all will indulge me, I'm going to check the comments here, but I would also like tonight to, I would very much like to give away a copy of the ebook to somebody. Preferably, I like to do this for folks who are in a position where financially they just can't do it. Because I know what that's like. I know what it's like to be broke. It sucks. I never want to be that again. And I know what it's like to be broke and to know you need help and to know that there's things out there that could help you, but they're not free. And I'm not asking you to come on here and tell your life story about how broke you are, because I don't want to embarrass you. So I'm going to do it like this. The first person to email me tonight, well, I'll do it like this. Yeah, the first person to email me tonight, just give me a brief description of why you would like to have the ebook. I will hook you up with a copy. Okay? Like I said, I don't want this to all be about money. I want it to be about helping people. And if you're that person, and then preferably, like if you got a ton of money, don't be the guy that sends me the email. But if you're someone that really does want to get involved, but you're just not at a place where you can afford to get involved, that's who I'm looking for on this one. So, and it's on the honor system. I mean, you could totally email me and lie to me, and I'm not going to know. But I like to think that I attract better people than that. In fact, I know I do because I talk with a lot of you. So shoot me an email. Just let me know briefly, hey, I'd really like to get the book. I'm just not in a place. Like I said, you don't need to tell me your financial history. You don't need to tell me your business. Just tell me, look, it's something I really want, but I can't make it happen right now. And if I could get a copy of it, it would really do me well. So info@alloy7.tv is our team's mailbox. Send me a message there. So the first person that does that with just a brief blurb about why they want the book and what it means to them, and hopefully you are that person that it's going to benefit you from a financial standpoint, I will send you a download code in order for you to be able to get the book for free. Okay? Like I said, not just about cash, it's about helping people, and that's what I would like to do. Okay? So, again, remember, this is only going to be available until, I'll say, February 29th. I've been saying the 28th, but again, I forgot it was leap year. So, February 29th, Academy shuts down. That's the end of the $5 a month. Now, granted, those of you who are in it are still going to be in it. The Academy is not closing, just your ability to join it. Okay, it's kind of like, think of it like college registration, where you have to do it by a certain time. Otherwise, you got to wait till next year or next semester to get in. And that's the thing. Like, we'll be doing semesters, for lack of a better term, because I want to be able to give the proper, like, I don't believe in Socratic method where I get 500 people and I got to try to give all of them attention. You know, eventually, hopefully what I'm hoping will happen is we get enough people in the Academy to where I can train other ninjas, and then those ninjas will stay in the Academy and also help me run the Academy, so we can get 500 people in at the same time. And that way, you know, I won't have to do all of the personal outreach myself. And there's a couple of you that I think could definitely carry that torch if it's a desire of yours. But those are the things there. There was another comment in here that I wanted to address here briefly. All right. Okay, he said, insert this too, said he used a gift card from Christmas. Awesome. Guardian says he'll get it later. Cool. Thank you for being honest, man. You got a good heart. All right. Am I missing any other questions? Good. Yes, Anna is also Alloy 7's graphic artist. So if anybody's in need of that, now granted, for the time being, I don't know what her workload is, so there may be some of you that ask. She works on a ton of projects, so I'm not promising that she'll be able to work with everyone, but everyone should hit her up just to find out. Oh man, where did the chat go? Okay, sorry. So knowing Life Gaming is a person that read the ebook. He says all of the practical exercises were spot on, even though I struggle still on the first exercise. That first exercise is I'm pretty sure I said this in the book. I write and create a lot of content, so sometimes it's hard for me to remember exactly everything. That first exercise is something you're going to be doing for the rest of the time that you are a creator, an entrepreneur, or whatever. You're always going to be evaluating if your why is spot on. Okay? And there comes a time in business sometimes where you have to pivot and your why will change. My why has changed here on LA7. When I first started, it was, make reviews that actually help people, because the reviews I was watching were make reviews that help people like me. Let me say it that way. Because the reviews I was watching weren't, except for, Mark Bustler over at Classic Game Room. Please subscribe to their channel. They're amazing. But he was actually the guy that inspired me. He's actually in the book too. He's the guy that inspired me to become a YouTuber instead of just being a writer and, a business side of it and running online communities. But, it's one of those things where your why, you're always going to be. So what I want to encourage you to do, life, don't try to get it perfect the first time. Get it good enough and then start and then adjust and then go and then adjust. All right. And I'm glad that you're struggling with it, but don't struggle to the point where it paralyzes you. Okay. Get it good enough and then continue to refine it over time. Remember, you can start creating content once you have the framework laid out. You don't have to have everything perfect before you start making content, but you have to at least have put some thought into it, which you clearly have done based on your comments. Okay. All right, let's see. Any other questions before we shut down and I get my happy self in the bed? Raw is Jericho. What kind of laptop do you have? I don't use a laptop. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys are talking to each other. I think you're talking about being in the bubble. Yeah, so Mr. Cracker HD says the only thing I've been having a lot of trouble with is coming up with a new name So here's the deal. Names are great, but I find that way too many people put way too much time into coming up with their name and their logo. You look at the most profitable businesses on the planet, some of them have horrible names. But it doesn't matter because their value proposition is so strong. Warren Buffett's company, Berkshire Hathaway, that doesn't sound amazing. You know what I mean? Walmart, it sounds catchy, I guess, and it's short, but Walmart doesn't inspire me to get up and, I can't wait to get to Walmart, baby. Look at me. You know what I mean? Don't stress, because at the end of the day, Boogie2988, who would have thought a million people would subscribe? If it were about the name, how many people would he have subscribed to him? But people subscribe to him because he makes excellent content. You know what I mean? So the name, it should mean something to you, but by all means, if you've been struggling with a name for 3 months, pick one and move out at some point. You know what I mean? And in the ebook, I talk about naming, and there is some importance to getting a name right. There's obviously some names, I actually have a joke. I find it really strange that nobody has written me about the joke that's in the ebook, specifically about choosing names of things. But that joke is more about congruency, not the fact that the name is just terrible. But it's about, if your name is intended to be something terrible, then it could work. But, don't spend way too much time on that. Galactic Gaming says, Alloy, do you think my channel would benefit from what you are teaching at the Academy? Yeah. I mean, actually, you know what? Let somebody else that's in the academy here answer that so that you're not getting completely biased information. Frankly, the academy is going to help you with other areas of your life too, because it's going to help you discover you better. Because part of the academy is reading books. You're not just getting lessons from me. You're getting lessons from the smartest people on the planet. Some of who's still alive, some aren't. And it's gonna help you understand things about you that you may not know right now, that are gonna help you in your life in ways that go beyond YouTube. And I scripted it to be that way because it's my ulterior motive is to have a positive impact on your life, not just to teach you how to run a gaming channel. So yes, it's going to benefit you. How it benefits you is really going to come down to, now I will say the people who it won't benefit are people that don't implement it. You know, people who don't put the practical ideas into practice. You know, I find a lot of that. It's like people want knowledge, but then they don't act on it. And then they're mad that the knowledge didn't work. It's like, well, you didn't do anything the smart people told you. You know what I mean? Like I've got people that come to me with these perpetual problems, and it's like I give them, here is 3 things that you should consider, and then they come back to me with the same problem. I'm like, well, which of the 3 things that I suggested did you do? Well, none of them. Well, what do you want me to tell you at that point? And I'm not fussing at you. I'm just saying, you know, your success and the ability for it to help you is to how do you implement what you're learning there? Because it's not, I mean, the YouTube Gamers Academy is not going to cure cancer, okay? It's not that awesome to the point where it's just going to so revolutionize your life that, you know, Jesus is going to return after you complete the course. Like, it's not that good. But it is good at helping you do a very specific thing, which is manage yourself on YouTube and understand how to make you and what you want to do thrive. And in the SEO series specifically, how to get other people to see it so that they can care about it too. But, you know, it really comes down to how you implement it and how well is what you're doing suited to what's being taught there. Because some people, you know, one of the people who was, you know, close friend of mine that's in the academy was terrified by some of the stuff I said because it was like, God, I got to make these dramatic changes, which isn't easy. You know what I mean? Now, granted, after we talked, he realized it wasn't as dramatic as he thought. But for some people, it's going to be hard because it's going to make people, like the people that want to do the Goonies 2 Let's Play channel, then the Academy's not going to help you very much. It'll help you get the 14 subscribers that you deserve. It'll help you do that, but it's not going to help you see any great amount of success. Okay? So I want to be honest about that. I don't want to oversell something like it's the cure for cancer and, you know, just the earth is going to have peace, okay? Because, I watch ads like that, and they just get on my nerves. Like, smart moms shop at Walmart. So I guess all the stupid moms shop at Target. Like, advertising is made... Like, advertisers realize that the earth has so many people in it that just don't pay attention. I won't say that they're dumb. They're just not aware. And it's like, you realize that Walmart just insulted everybody. But I shop at Walmart. I'm smart. Like, give me a break. Okay. So, Game Machine says, the Academy and the material you have us read has helped me. And for someone who suffers from anxiety and getting paralyzed by fear, it has helped. Excellent. I'm glad. Yeah, so for those of you who think you're double posting, don't worry, you're the only one that's seeing the double post. It's a weird flaw on YouTube live streams. Kaz says, I want to make a Goonies 2 Let's Play channel. So do I. I want to make a Metroid channel. I do. Like, that's the thing that's hard for me about YouTube is the stuff I would love to make, like from a gaming perspective, other than Minecraft, because I do enjoy playing Minecraft with you guys. But I would love to like have a channel that's dedicated to my gaming childhood. But I tried that. I actually ran an experiment. Like a lot of things that I'm telling you guys aren't coming from me guessing. I ran a year-long experiment of doing that type of content, and 14 people watched. Like the average view for those types of videos was 14 people, and that's having good SEO. It's having, you know, decent titling and enticing. You know, the thumbnails probably could have been better, but whatever. And I tested it for a year, and a year is probably too long to test something, but it just didn't work. You know, it's almost why Classic Game Room left YouTube, because they realized that YouTube's model for, you know, getting you viewership and revenue doesn't suit the type of content they make. So they went out and got crowdfunding to stay alive. You know, and again, remember, everything I'm saying, it's not black and white. I'm not saying that a Goonies 2 channel couldn't work. Theoretically, there's an angle maybe that I haven't thought of, but you don't want to you don't want to bet on that, is what I'm saying. Like, if you're sitting at the table, you want to bet on what's going to win, which you know has a 99% chance of winning versus the 1% chance Goonies 2 has of winning. So it's math. It's not perfect. What I'm saying isn't black and white or absolute. None of it is. Even like what I'm sharing with you is still, it's suggestions. Unless what I'm telling you is absolute mathematics, it's a suggestion at best. But they're suggestions based on things that have worked in the past and things that are currently working now. Kai says, I actually don't do gaming. I do nightcore music. Nice, okay. That was the first time Classic Game Room left. Yes, they did originally leave because of Content ID, but they came back, and then Mark was getting ready to shut it down again because their revenue was drying up, and they weren't able to pay their entire staff properly to keep, because that is an expensive opera. I mean, so like to give you an example, when I was writing my book, they are in my book, and when I reached out to get permission to put them in my book, they had a team of people that I was working with. Like, it wasn't like Mark shot me an email like, yeah, no problem, dude. Like, I went to staff members. All right, that thing is a well-oiled machine, and it's not cheap to run. All right, so I'm losing battery on my tablet here, folks. Get your last-minute questions in before I shut this jammy down. Yeah, and Kaz brings up another excellent point. What you want to do, you know, a lot of what I am talking about is really centered around people that want to be able to earn some level of revenue from what they do. That's always kind of been my focus in terms of ninjas. Like, if you're just a hobbyist who wants to do Goonies 2 on YouTube, I'm not telling you not to. Just understand that, back to the supply and demand example, that's going to be a harder sell. If your goal is growth and revenue, that's probably not your bet. If your goal is just to do something fun that you love and you're okay with marginal at best engagement, then go for it. Because remember, it's what your goals are. I'm giving advice based on a specific type of creator. And I'm glad Kaz said that, because some of you may be watching this like, man, he's telling me I need to change all my content. But, you know, I don't really care about earning money, or I don't care about getting any subscribers. I just want to make what I love. And I'd like some tips about how I can get that in front of other people that love it. Well, if that's you, then totally continue what you're doing. Okay? Remember, like I said, not black and white. No Life Gaming says, in one of your videos, you said work the trend before you go with something that's your passion. Later saying doing the passion after you've built off the trend. Would you say literally take some... Okay, it looks like your sentence got cut off. That is currently trending, and find what you like and put your why on those. Okay, so you're combining a couple of different things there. What I tell people is to find the middle ground between where the trends and their desires meet. So I'm not saying one is greater than the other. I'm saying you need to have a marriage of both. Because if you just do trends and you have, like me, if I just do trends and I play Grand Theft Auto 5, I will eventually burn out because I hate the game, and I'm not going to be a happy creator, which means I'm not going to have happy viewers, which means my channel is going to suffer. Or even if somehow I manage to make it successful because I fake my way through it, I am going to be miserable. So I can, you know, if I become the next Grand Theft Auto million subscriber channel, I'm going to be miserable doing what I'm doing to be successful. And that's a lose-win. You don't want that. You want win-wins. So you want to figure out where the trends and what you want to do meet. It doesn't have to be all trend and crazy high trends, but it certainly can't just be all what you want to do, unless what you want to do is something that you can tie to what the market is demanding. And that's really what a trend means, is that going back to demand. What is the market demanding? That's the trend, okay? Now, in terms of tying it to your why, no. My why isn't necessarily attached to a trend. My why, my big picture why is a little bit different because I do more than just gaming YouTube. But my why here is to essentially spread good ideas that build a stronger gaming community, by making content that empowers creators and has a positive impact on the people that watch it, right? And thereby we create a stronger gaming community by all of this good idea stuff that we're doing. So there's no trend necessarily tied to that. That's just so, and then the why becomes your motivation. It becomes when you inevitably hit that wall or you hit that plateau where you're not growing quite like you want to, it gives you the energy to keep working through it until you get the trend line back up. All right? Woo! Dropping tablets, yo. I can barely bend over. I did legs yesterday and I ran today. Hurting, yo. So DJ Monkey Man says, I just started streaming. Any quick helpful advice? Yes, go back and watch the earlier streams. Tons of helpful advice in there. To the truffle shuffle. Hey B, what's your thoughts on using Face Rig or Voxel? I don't use either, so I don't have any thoughts on that. Kai's going to sleep. Thanks for coming, Kai. Much love. How can I get an Alloy 7 snapback? This is actually a fitted joint, man. Let's see. Hey, Sugarfoot. Welcome. So Game Machine says, I think it's okay to make a just for fun video every once in a while if your viewers can appreciate your... Yeah, of course. You don't have to stick to this rigid, you have to do the same thing all the time. But it's just good to be focused. But every once in a while, like I made a Valentine's Day video last year. It had nothing to do with gaming. It was just a fun way to interact with the community. I did an Ice Bucket Challenge video with he actually did the Ice Bucket Challenge. I was the guy filming and narrating it like an idiot. So yeah, there's things that you can do that are outside of your normal. Thanks, Anna. Okay, cool. It looks like if I didn't get to your questions, rest assured this will not be the last stream that I ever do, unless, like I said earlier, Jesus does come back tonight. But in the event that he tarries, I will be back here probably Thursday night. I'm hoping. I got a lot of business stuff to do this week, but I'm hoping to do another show on Thursday. All right, and we're always back here with our Minecraft, our Best Friends gang. The Alloy 7 Best Friends game plays Minecraft Saturday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Obviously adjust for wherever you live, whatever time zone you're in. I know a lot of my people across the big pond can't be here for that because it's like 3 in the morning for them. But if you can be here because it's a lot of fun and we get involved. It's one of the ways we just, one of the things I love besides empowering people is just hanging with cool people. I'm a very social dude, especially when I'm around like-minded people. I'm not very social when I'm around people that, are kind of hard to be around, but when I'm around good people, then I'm a pretty social dude. So that's our time to be social, to have fun, let our hair down, and just party. And it is a party. Like, if you haven't watched our Minecraft stream, it was a 9-hour live stream, by the way, which was, and it was like craziness for 9 hours. Like, there weren't many lulls in the activity because we had a lot of people there. And at some point, especially like toward the end when everybody is sleep deprived and we're all giddy and like the jokes are still hilarious, and even more so because we can barely speak English at that point. So I definitely recommend you get in and check. Maybe you can't watch the whole 9 hours. Some people did. Some people like Sugarfoot watched all 9 hours, which is awesome to say the least. But anyway, speaking of which, Anna, Would you do me a favor if Sugarfoot is still on the stream tonight? Sugarfoot, do me a favor and leave a comment here. We're going to get some administrative business out of the way before I shut down. Anna, please add Sugarfoot to the moderator as a moderator. I think you should have the permissions to do it because you are a member of the Alloy 7 channel. Please add Sugarfoot as a moderator, especially for the Minecraft show. I think it'd be very helpful. Since he usually stays for the whole show, he would be a great asset to us as a member of the Best Friends gang. Yeah, it's fitted, Suge, but it's, you know, one of those one size fits all. So it'll shape to your dome. Cool. So it looks like I've answered all the questions, guys. I can't thank you enough for being a part of what I do here on Alloy 7. It truly is an honor to come before each of you and serve you every time I get the opportunity. I hope that you know that it's a blessing that you choose to spend your time with me when you could have spent it literally anywhere else. Definitely subscribe to Alloy 7 if you have not already. Definitely want to be a part of what we're doing here and in the future. YouTube's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get more challenging, but more opportunity for us to compete. And if we work together, we build a stronger gaming community together. Ultimately, we can help each other get to the goals that we're trying to reach. As I always tell everyone, it's a reminder for us to be excellent to each other because we are stronger than I. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next show. Later.